If you taking jabs in life, you ain't got a puncher's chance. Watch me lay these hands like a preacher gained a bunch of fans. Ain't about who the favorite, who the best, they a bunch of stands. Know I'm highly favored cause these fists got me out mini jam. They say fight the power, but I got power to fight now. Know we gon' be barking at the way and tell them pipe down. Jab, right hook, uppercut, you see the light now. Now the crowd begging for the KO like right now. Never took an L with my shit up, fold them like a sit-up. Trainer going pops, Craig, get up. Never took an L with my shit up, fold them like a sit-up. This trainer going pops, Craig, get up.
Welcome to the Boxing Head Podcast, where everything stays in the square circle. We are your hosts, CJ, Greg, the boxing enthusiast. Tez is not here now, but we got a special guest, man. Before we even start, I just want to say I love doing interviews with fighters, trainers, and in Detroit. Like I was saying when we did the Kerryon Brooks interview, like Detroit is like a museum for boxing. Like
it is.
You can find anything you want to. If you need to find some fighters to get some work in, we got plenty of that. It's gyms, we got plenty of that. Trainers, we got plenty of that. But just make for sure, if you ever come to the D and you need a trainer, we got a trainer right here that you need to go to. But before we start this, let me do just an introduction from our brother from Detroit, Michigan, former high-level amateur boxer, coach multiple national champs, coached 30 Golden Glove champions as well as pro contenders, held the number one ranked 168 pounder for 3 years, won second best gym at Golden Gloves 3 times. Man, trains all ages from 6 years old to professionals. He's an entrepreneur. He's a philanthropist, USA Boxing and Pro Boxing coach, owner and head trainer of Detroit Elite Boxing and Fitness. Everybody give it up for Coach Ray Carter.
My man. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate the love.
No problem. You had to have you on here, give you your flowers. This is like if everybody's watching, this is like a you know how they go to Egypt and they find like an artifact and this gold is shiny. This is what we got right here. We got Coach Ray Carter, man. Appreciate you having you on here.
For sure, man. I appreciate y'all.
Yeah. So
how long you been in the boxing game?
My entire life, literally.
Yep.
I'm talking about like diapers in the gym.
Man, how old are you?
38, man. There's actually, I don't have a
dog. Them accolades sound like you should be like 48, 58.
No, you know what, man? The fun part, man, is that I feel like I'm just now really like warming up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But throughout my life, there's not a point where I don't recall being in the gym actually. But yeah, man. But I feel like I'm just getting started. You know, it's a lot more to accomplish. There's a lot more stuff that I want to do in the sport. It's a lot more I want to give back to the community as well. So
indeed. That's kind of interesting, man, because your dad was a boxer and a world-class trainer. Your uncle was the 1983 National Coach of the Year. 2 of your cousins fought for world titles, and your godfather was the captain of the 1988 U.S. Olympic team. And that team had some fighters. They had Kennedy McKinney. You had Roy Jones Jr., Riddick Ball, Anthony Hembrick, Ray Mercer. So, woo.
Yeah, that was him. You just said it right there, Anthony Hembrick.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, my middle name is Anthony.
and he was also a champ as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, with all that, with the prominent boxing family like background, so of course it was all around your life, but just tell me your journey just through, you know, finding your lane as far as like with boxing.
Okay, that's a good one too, because what might be the perception from the outside, it ain't always the same when you inside that culture, right? But growing up boxing, it was second nature. Thanksgiving, we go in my grandma's basement and we box. Like, so it's just the norm. So I'm gonna tell you the truth. I didn't even acknowledge having a talent at it initially. That didn't come till years later and playing other sports and realizing like this kind of just come out the air for me. I don't really have to try hard at this. I'm good naturally at it, right? It took some time to identify that because, like I said, when you're growing up around it, it just seemed like second nature. Just like, oh, I got a whole bunch of people boxing. Like, oh, he know how to box too. You know what I mean? Like, my grandmother was a judge. There's like nowhere you can go where you don't box around here, right?
Right.
So I didn't identify the talent initially, right? But life bring you back to where you're supposed to be, and that's when I started to hone in on getting serious with boxing. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That's crazy. I guess them lion cubs never realize they lions until they step out the den and be like, "Oh man, I've been trained for this."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So with that being said, especially with the family stuff, so we know. I think you went out. Hey Ray, I think your camera went out. You jump back in. We'll give him a minute to jump his camera back in.
Nah, he said they going to grandma's basement Thanksgiving.
So that
Grandma like put them. Grandma like put them toys up.
Eating dressing and macaroni and cheese. Come back up with a black eye. Like, oh man.
Grandma like y'all put that game up. Y'all come downstairs. Hey Ray, I think your camera is still off.
Hold on 1 second. I can't hear nothing.
Okay. Yeah, but that's his, like the whole family. The whole family, judges.
Yeah, I would have hated to grow up in that family, and you just like, nah, I'm not doing that. Like,
why? I can't hear nothing.
So you can't hear nothing. We can hear you, and we can't see.
Hold on
you.
1 second.
Okay.
I gotta come up here. Wi-Fi ain't working. Just sit right here. You on the right? Yeah.
There you go.
okay.
There you go.
There you
My
go.
connection wasn't no good.
Okay. Okay. Oh, good. We can still hear you. Can you hear us?
Can you hear me?
I think it's his connection. Yeah, we'll give him a minute.
I don't know why I can't hear.
Can you hear now, Ray? Probably not. Okay. Let him get it fixed. Yeah, let's see who we got in here.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Can you hear us?
Can y'all hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
We can't see you. We can hear you.
Yep.
Hold on 1 second, dog.
Okay.
Okay.
What's going on, Pops?
Pops.
Hey, Mama Carter, how you doing?
Yeah, but Tank versus Jake Paul.
Oh, okay. Ray back on now. Hey, that's something we're gonna ask for close to the end, man. I can't believe that one. Okay.
Oh yeah.
We can see you now.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you. Now we can't. It's kind of
jumping in and out.
Yeah, it's coming in and out. Yeah, I'll remove them out until you get it together. But yeah, man. So why everybody? Yeah. So this. Hey, and that. Listen,
what do we want to happen? Like, is this? I mean, is it an exhibition? First off.
Yeah, it's an exhibition.
Okay, it's an exhibition. So we're all just having fun.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Who you got winning? I mean, Jake Paul is what 100 and what 60.
like 200 something pounds.
Tank is probably going to be 143.
Right. So I'm trying to figure out what's going to be
what's
going
the weight?
to be the catch weight.
What are we doing? This is David and Goliath.
Right. But it is in November, so Tank can go right over grandma's house and have Thanksgiving early, gain a few pounds, because the catch weight got to be at like what, 170.
Tank ain't fighting nobody yet. No.
Okay, I think we can hear you now.
I need to. She's still on that tablet.
Yeah, I told her she had to get off.
Let me see it real quick. I can't hear nothing on here.
We can hear
Oh,
you.
you can't hear nothing?
We can hear you.
Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
Okay.
We're gonna wait for Coach to get everything set up. But yeah, man.
So I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, what's like, what are we doing with that?
Yeah, I think it's a duck of the year.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe the century, and the century not even over yet. But I don't.
Yeah.
That's like you in line to get something to eat, and you just get everybody right up to the front. I think about. Yeah, that's
I'm like, bro, the size difference is just way too much. I mean, the only size difference that you remember when Oscar De La Hoya fought Shaq?
That's exactly
like,
how it's gonna be.
It's gonna look like that because Tank like 5 what? Like Tank
5'5". His reach is like what, 68. So it's gonna be all body shots because he's not gonna be able to reach his chin. And for everybody that's tuning in, I see about 14 people on here. We waiting for Coach to get his mic and everything together. He has some technical difficulties, but hold on and stay tight. He should be back on. But yeah,
you gotta understand, like, bro, I was 5'5" in like 7th grade.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like an 8th grader fighting a grown man. Coach the GOAT, Tank on his WWE debut.
Yeah.
Facts. He always, he finna go Ronda Rousey.
Hey, Coach, can you hear us now? Probably still can't hear us. We'll give him a minute. Yeah, man, this is gonna be a bag. From what I'm hearing, they talking about it's gonna be 100 mil.
Jake Paul is 6'1". Let me see what his weight is. Jake Paul weight. Jake Paul
225, 200, 225.
Yeah, it says he's 6'1". His weight varies, of course, depending on the division, but he's weighed as high as 227.2.
Yeah. So that's what I'm curious about. Like, what's the catch weight going to be? Because whatever the catch weight is going to be, I don't think it's going no lower than what? Because 200, what?
No, I don't know.
Yeah, we do. We got to actually take him off the list.
Yeah, Pops, he might be off the list.
He might be off the list, man.
He might be off the list.
We was just talking good about. We was just saying good things about Tank too.
Yeah,
we was just saying good things about him.
Yeah, I don't know what to think right now because I'm like, who's letting this happen? I mean, it's like, what if Jake Paul knock him out or something? I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't think he got the skill to do that anyway. But it's just like,
it's kind of like, don't you know how like say like you got 5 brothers, you got the youngest brother.
Pick that one back up one more time. That last one.
Let me see.
That last one. It said we do gotta acknowledge Tank did say he want to be done with boxing.
Yeah, he did say that, and he also said too that a lot of people do it because they. Their parents told them to. Okay, can you hear us now?
Yeah, man.
Hey,
cool. All right. So we were saying, I said, so you got Pops Pops was a fighter. So was he more in your ear about being a fighter, or was he more like do whatever you want to do?
Oh man, that's a good one. he wasn't intrusive, but he had this thing where it was like you knew, like I know what you want me to do, but he wasn't intrusive, like where it was imposing on you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he also was made sure he did like, all the other stuff, man. It's boxing, brother.
Right.
Yeah.
We had a library, man, of old videos, tapes. Every Friday night fight, if the HBO show came on, we recorded everything. We had a library of just tapes.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Wow. Yeah.
You know?
Go ahead, G. I know you had a question too.
Man, I want to kind of go more forward into that, but I do want to give you your time because, like, we've had some interviews and people like, man, I had to sneak and do boxing. Like my mama wasn't letting me get in, so when I turned 16, I got my permit. I can drive. This one right here is different because I don't think we ever had somebody like, yeah, I mean, my grandma's a judge. Like, we fighting for Thanksgiving, like, so this kind of threw me through a loop because now I'm like, I got to change my whole thought process on, on this because it's like, it's like, it's just different. So I guess if anything, I want to say like, do you have like siblings? You got siblings?
Yeah, one older brother and one younger brother.
One older brother box.
They were in the gym and they knew how to box. They didn't take it as serious.
Okay.
Though.
So with a family like that, like, okay, just take me back to like, because you went to high school, of course. What high school did you go to in Detroit?
Detroit Mumford.
Oh, you went to Mumford. Okay.
Yeah.
So being in the boxing gym in diapers, pretty much all the way up, like how was growing? Like people pick on you with, how was that? Knowing you got hands.
This is a funny one. I've only had throughout school. In school, I've only had one fight ever. But this the catch. With boxing being such a normal thing in my day-to-day world at home, it wasn't nothing to go to school and talk about. So like a lot of people didn't know that I even boxed. A lot of people more so they associated me with basketball because I took that serious as well. But I never went around like feeling the need to boast and brag about fighting. It was just like
right.
Yeah.
But then it was also a thing too, like in your neighborhood, like everybody knew everybody. Like they know where you come from. So it wasn't really nothing to talk about.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I always ask people that too, because I'm like, I went to King, then I went to Davis. I live in Texas now, but I just remember like freshman Fridays. I'm like, well, if I was boxing, I ain't doing no running. Yeah, but no, that's what's up. But as far as being a coach, let's just get to it. What advice do you got somebody who want to be a coach? What's some advice that you can give somebody that's just going to change them? Just one good thing. If you can give one piece of advice. You want to
get into coaching, I think. Yeah. The major key is you got to love the sport. You got to love it passionately because so much is not in your control. You could very easily be discouraged, especially with something like the fight game. Other sports coaching is a little different. You got a revolving door, but coming across fighters with that ability to compete is rare. You got a lot of guys that's in and out of the gym. Circumstances take them in and out of the game. You got to have patience. There's a level of empathy. It's a lot more than the X's and O's to boxing. It's a lot more than teaching the skills. It's like 50% of it is teaching the fundamentals and the boxing part of it. But then there's this whole other side where life happens. And I tell people all the time, boxing don't have an off season. It's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
We have to live like this. You know what I mean? But that means even in the bad times when everything ain't going right, you got to endure and go through that. And part of coaching is like I'm part therapist too. You know what I mean? It's many times I'm sitting on the phone with a fighter and they going through their own struggles in their day to day. It's hard to do, man. I'm coming to the gym and I'm about to get punched on today.
Yep.
Yeah. Now, do you see these same issues? And let's just say, like, fighters from Farmington Hills or, like a suburban area, like, are like, come on, like, is it a difference? All right, because you're a coach, so I know like, okay, look, this kid right here, he from over there. Yeah.
I'm gonna give you. This is the science of it. We're gonna take the gloves off. We're about to get into some real stuff.
Okay.
When we talk about the amateur game and kids, there's not really a difference, right? Kids are dedicated. Mommy, daddy drop you off to the gym. You put your work in, you get better. You'll see the difference in potential though with a kid who like, I gotta make it doing this. I don't got that option, right?
Yep.
Because I tell people, long term, I believe that it's just a poor kid sport. If you have an option, mommy and daddy got college paid for, it's going to be very hard to become a world champion in boxing. Not impossible, but you will be met with this brick wall of a decision to make where it's like, this is difficult. And it's going to take everything in you to be successful at it. When you have another alternative option, it's a lot easier to go do that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like,
That's
why am I-
interesting.
Why am I going to get concussed tonight when I can just go to the University of Michigan and get my master's and you know what I mean?
Yep.
So it's very difficult. But at the younger level, it's more competitive and it's funner. But when it comes to that ultimate point of like making it a career, it's very hard for a privileged kid to have success in this sport.
Yeah. It's very interesting you said that, Coach, because when I was doing my apprenticeship with judging, I can look at an amateur in the ring and fight. I can tell who like, hey, I need to fight to feed my family,
Right.
versus somebody who's like, oh, coach wanted me to get into this, man. I'm gonna get it over with.
Mm-hmm.
Man, it's always them ones that got something to fight for, whether they're trying to make it because they don't know where they last meal. The ones that sleep in the gym, them
For
gym
sure.
rats, you can tell.
Yeah.
You can tell when they get
Because
in that ring.
you can see it with them when they're met with that resistance of like, okay, it ain't even gonna be a cute fight. Our styles clash, and this about to be a knock them out, drag them out fight. Really, everything about to go out the window. They have that extra gear that's like, well, you're gonna have to put my lights out. You're gonna have to do it then.
Yeah.
They willing to, you hear people say go out on your shield, but you don't have no other options. It's like, no, I'm for real. I'm going out on my shield. You got to do that to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you see that type of mentality in like professional boxing today? And if you do, who do you think you like? Yeah, he like that.
He got that. Terrence Bud Crawford. 100%.
Oh man.
Yeah.
It's something different. You can't teach that part of it.
Yep.
Right.
He's really one of them guys. Like, yeah, you could talk this. You could say, do it then. Show me you better than me.
Yeah. Yeah.
He really lived like that, and we're gonna find out September 13th.
Yeah, we is.
Yeah, he got his hands full. He gonna have to definitely bring a lunch pail.
Yeah, because I believe Canelo was like that as well.
Absolutely.
Yep.
We know that to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. I seen him hitting the heavy bag the other day. I was just on YouTube. I'm scrolling, the little shorts pop up. I'm like, oh nah. I'm like, oh.
It's gonna be a tough fight for both of them, man.
Them liver shots he be throwing, them kidney one could come wrapping around.
Mm-hmm.
Take a lot out of you.
I'm not.
Hey, Coach, we're gonna actually go back to Terrence Crawford in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
But I got a scenario for you. All right, I'm 16 years old. I'm in the gym. I'm like, hey, Coach Ray, this is my goal. I want to be a champion.
Yeah.
What is your tools or your fundamentals as far as like when you are training a fighter from scratch?
Well, we're gonna always starting with foundation. That's where your balance comes from. And don't nothing work without being balanced. In sports, you gotta have good balance, right? From there, once we get your foundation established with your balance, the first thing I like to teach fighters is understanding their range. Where do I need to be to hit somebody and not get hit back? We can all throw a punch, but throwing that punch don't mean nothing if I'm also lining myself up to get hit right back.
Right.
The art of this is to hit and not get hit back. Let's not ever stray away from that part of the game. It's not a tough man contest. There's times where you have to be tough, but the game is to touch somebody and not get touched back. That's the sweet science. That's the art of boxing, right?
Yep.
And the foundation of that is learning your range. where do I need to be to touch you? And when I do that, where do I need to be so I don't get hit back?
Mm.
That's where I like to start. It's the concept. If I can embed the concept into a fighter, the rest of it becomes easy because you don't just look at it like, well, I'm doing this, but why?
Yeah.
You understand why you're doing things. You
Yeah.
know?
So do
I
you
got a
have an
question.
age cutoff limit? Oh, I'm sorry, G. Go ahead, G.
Can you
Sorry.
tell if a fighter is in the ring and his trainer is terrible? Like, do terrible trainers exist?
Oh, yeah. Terrible trainers exist like terrible fighters.
Mhm.
Okay. Because I ain't gonna lie, like we don't necessarily see trainers like that. You know what I'm saying? When we see them, in press conferences and stuff like that. But when you're watching two fighters in the ring, like you don't necessarily know. You feel me? Like the viewers. I'm coming from the viewer angle. Like now we're boxing heads, so we be all and everything. But you know what I mean? Like if like these fighters are great, and we like, oh yeah, such and such trained all of them. Okay, yeah, we can kind of understand that, but like, have you ever been in the situation you're like, oh, this trainer terrible, and this shows on the fighters?
I could tell you, in the amateurs, my go-to with identifying how good a trainer is or not. The bad, and I don't knock. This is no knock to anybody.
Yeah. No knock to nobody. You ain't gotta say no names.
The less talented trainers, everybody's going to fight the same. If you see one kid, you've seen them all. They're going to all come out here and they're going to do the exact same combinations. They're going to do the exact same steps because it's in a good trainer, or a great trainer, I should say. It's in their hands to understand how to train each fighter individually.
Yeah.
Everybody don't got the same attributes. It takes a different kind of trainer at another level to be like, this guy would excel doing this. This guy would excel doing this, and putting them in the best position to win. I'm not going to take Shaq to shoot threes, right?
Right.
You have trainers that I only know it this way, so everybody in my gym is going to do it that way. And it's like, okay, well, those gyms are usually easy to beat. I've seen that kid. I've seen them all.
This is interesting, Coach, because I got a question for you, and this is part of our therapy, and it's probably part of Carry-On's therapy too. So Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence Jr. As a trainer, when you watch that fight, what did you think happened that night? Because you just said something profound, like every fighter, the trainer trains them the same way. Sometimes I feel like Derrick James has a certain way he trains his fighters, and it's the same. But what did you see that night besides a beatdown?
That fight was what I call a perfect whirlwind of things happening. Earl had his worst night when Bud had his best night. He's razor sharp, and it looks like he's a dead man from the scale. Not to give him an excuse. The kid spent a decade at one weight class. Your body matures. Your body grows.
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. He had 20 million reasons to make that weight. But I think he left his fight on the scale.
Right.
You know what I mean? You just see the guy. He didn't look lively. And even the punches didn't look like they had no pop to him. It just looked like he was flat. And that happens. But it's happened to you on a night where this guy is razor blade sharp. And then this is what you get out of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know who would have beat Bud that night. He was on point.
Yeah.
All cylinders is firing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So
and then at the same time, you knew who took it serious too, because when they did the breakdown, Bomac was saying he was training him to jab Spence a different way. And it feels like, I kind of feel like Derrick James and Errol was a little bit arrogant because of the style that they've been fighting with has always worked.
Right. And that's why I didn't bet on him. And I'm an Earl guy.
Yep.
I'm an Earl guy, but everything in my boxing mind, and I don't know, Kiara, he'll tell you, I had a whole crowd of people that was like, you bet on, but like, yeah. But even though they're like, I thought you was an Earl guy. It's very hard for me to bet against a guy that I know can go back to his corner and be like, that didn't work. I'm about to do this. And as opposed to the guy that's like, man, this is what I do. This is what I do. I'm about to do it harder.
Yeah.
Sometimes harder don't work. You might need to make an adjustment. Bud can go back to that corner and make them adjustments.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, you might be up 3-4 rounds on him. That's cool.
Yep.
Got you. That 5th round, the fight changes. You're like, damn, what happened? Oh, he got that figured out. He can make these adjustments on the fly. But when you look at your history of great fighters, they all had that ability. Floyd Mayweather had that ability. Andre Ward had that ability, you know.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
Especially, I'm glad you mentioned Andre Ward, man. He's so underrated.
yeah, it's hard to.
You giving me
that's my guy.
flashbacks.
That's my guy. And it's just hard for me to bet against them guys. I try to train my fighters as they get up to a, you know, more experienced level.
Yeah.
You don't always need my voice. If you got to always come back to the corner and get the instruction from me, maybe I'm not doing a good job of training you. Because you should be able to see what I'm seeing too if I've done my job correctly. Right. I believe the best fighters can do it on the fly in the middle of the round. Okay, I see what you're doing, and make that adjustment.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I seen too that night. First off, y'all giving me flashbacks. All I can see is Bud in the corner, eyes bright white, and he just watching everything he doing. I'm like, oh my God, it's getting scary. Yeah. I mean, he just looked impeccable. Yes, poised too, and just watching everything with the show. Yeah. I said, "Oh man, we in for it." But it looked like Arrow style compared to Bud's. It's like you got to wind Arrow up, and then you just push him, and he's just doing the same thing.
Like a train.
Yeah, like a little. Yeah, and couldn't make the adjustment for nothing. I'm like, oh my God, dog. That was just. That still hurt me, bro. I ain't gonna.
Yeah, that messed up a lot of people. I mean, because they didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
You know, getting stopped was tough.
Yeah.
Only thing he was missing was just to stump him out. Like, Bud, Bud, you might as well just stumped him out after that because bro got did bad. Yeah.
My wife will probably tell you that was like a terrible night for me. She seen me go from to like she had to go to the balcony and say, hey, Spence just got knocked down twice.
And that's one of the things about the fight game too, man. When you get to the high level fights, we all have so much invested in this. You know, you've been rolling with a fighter, like unlike, you know, where I would say this, where it differs from other sports. Pistons season going to start. That's this season. When you look at these fights getting made, it might be 6, 7, 8 years in making this, you know? And that's where it turns into, like, you see people just like, when their favorite fighter lose, it's like, oh my God, I'm sick.
Bro, when I seen Wilder get dead like that, I damn near cried. I was like, I remember I walked to the gas station. I was at my homeboy, he had a little fight party. I just walked out the house. I just walked to the gas station, got something to drink. I'm like,
can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, I can't even. Yeah. But man. Let me go to my questions list real quick. Let me see. Is we near break yet?
Yeah, you know what? Let's do that. Let's go on the break. Okay. We're gonna go on a quick commercial break, everybody. Don't go nowhere. When we get back, we're gonna ask Coach more questions. Especially this one. I got a main question I got for him because you got a lot of people who are they call themselves trainers, and I'm seeing people hitting the mitts wrong. I done seen somebody pop their wrist out of place on the mitts. I done seen somebody break the arm punching on the heavy bat, and it's because of the person that's training them. So when we get back, Coach Ray gonna get all that together. So if you an aspiring trainer, you won't be getting nobody hurt. So we'll be right back.
Yeah.
right, so hello everybody. If you tuned in, please hit the like button, subscribe to Resilient Radio Stream YouTube channel. There's a variety of shows on the Resilient Radio Stream app. Download that. Also, if you got a business, if you a music artist, we have advertisement opportunities and it's not expensive, but we just want to get people out there. Go ahead and send us this email. And also, if you're tuned in, I hope you're enjoying the podcast because we have been nominated from the Podcast. So the Podcast is like podcasts for it's like the Oscars for podcasts, and we have been nominated. We have been nominated for best sports podcast, and we also have been nominated for the best new podcast. So if you go on our page, if you go on Facebook to Bossing Heads, you'll see the voting link on there on one of our posts. If you go to our IG, is in our story. But make sure you go in there and you vote. You can vote as many times as you want, but we just wanted to show everybody that, and we hope everybody enjoying it. So we're gonna go ahead and jump back in. I'm gonna start G off with the question he had for Coach.
Yeah, man. If you can pick 3 fighters, any era that you want to, that you say, man, I can add them to the stable, you know, who would it be? You get to train them.
Oh man, I'm about to have a ball. Ray Robinson, Ray Leonard, Floyd.
Nice.
Yeah,
I'm glad you said Sugar Ray Robinson.
Yeah, Rich.
That's what I'm named after.
Yeah.
You said what, Ray? I didn't hear you. I think you froze up a little bit.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you now.
You can hear me now?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, I said Ray Robinson is who I was named after.
That's who my GOAT is. That's who my GOAT is. It's him.
Yeah,
Muhammad Ali, Floyd. Yep.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
Ray
G, because
Robinson,
you had a question.
The GOAT of all GOATs, for sure.
You said who to go to all GOATs?
Ray Robinson, by far.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
No doubt.
I tell everybody that, Coach.
You can go ahead.
You can go ahead, yeah. So about this training thing. So off the air when we was talking about how I was going like to gyms and stuff. So I used to go to this one like workout fitness gym, and I stopped going for a minute. This is like back when I was first started. I stopped going for a minute because I knew it was something off. So that's when I went to the downtown Boston gym. But the stuff that I saw is I saw this trainer, and he let somebody get on the heavy bag, and the hand wrap. Oh, the hand wraps look like somebody, like a little 3-year-old with planting tissue and just wrapped it around their whole hand. And the guy, he going like this, and then he makes, you know how he's making noises, and then when he throws a hook, he goes, ah! It was like, ah! Broke his hand. So what's your advice out there for anybody who's looking for a trainer but don't know that they have the right or the wrong trainer?
Man, see, you know why that's such a difficult thing? You got trainers that they're not good, but they're good at selling it to you. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And if you don't really know, it sounds for real. It sounds good. Man, it's really hard to identify. I would say a key indicator, if you go somewhere where they actually know what they're doing, they're going to take you really slow. Yep. And it won't be fun. It's not going to be you doing pads and doing all the cute stuff. And places that know what they're doing are going to take you really slow. If somebody is rushing you to get on the bags and doing this and that, that's a key indicator there. They just probably trying to make a couple of dollars. They're not trying to show you how to do something for real.
Right.
Yeah.
We got to keep in mind, man, it's still an industry. Everybody trying to make some money. at the end of the day. So
Oh yeah.
if they get,
Yep.
like they got fighters or whatever, and they can slide in there. Like for me, if I'm a fighter, if I'm fighting tomorrow, bro, I'm not finna. Ain't nobody who just got some fighter got a bad record and now you want to be. I'm not going. Like I want to see somebody like you who has a pedigree. Like, my mama had us fighting at Thanksgiving. Yeah, cool. Like I want somebody like that where the pedigree is. You know what I mean? Like I want to come. I want to come from that.
That comes with a lot too now.
It do
with a lot too.
Yeah,
I call it the swamp. You know, when people come in the gym, say, "Welcome to the swamp," because it get real and them gators bite out here.
Yeah.
I don't care. You go find the littlest guy in the gym. Oh, he coming for you. Don't take a day off.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to some of the comments too. We got on here. We got some comments. That's mom, ain't it?
Yeah, that's my mom.
Hey, ma. Then we got let's carry on. When you was having technical difficulties, we was talking about that Tank fight. As soon as I'm done with these comments, I'm gonna ask you how you feel about that. Oh yeah, they talking about Tank. I'm gonna go down, show some comments. Chris said, "My main man, Champagne Ray." Oh yeah, because you a champagne connoisseur as well.
Yeah, I'm out there, man. I'm good.
Yeah, we got one. Is that your daughter? Yeah. And yeah, we got a few comments in here.
I'm from Farmington Hills.
That's the fun. That's funny.
And Carry On got some knockout power too.
You think you do?
Errol's still the best.
Yeah, that's still my guy. Still the people's champ. But yeah, man. So that was all the comments. So how you feel about this? Feel like boxing, like Turkey. It's some good things about Turkey when it comes to this boxing, but then there's some stuff. But this is not really about Turkey, but this is just really about just the state of boxing. I mean, you had a lot of our old school fighters. I mean, of course, you're a prize fighter, so of course you want to get the bag. But it seemed like the legacy, the check, and the legacy is. So, how you feel about Tank taking that route?
I don't like nothing about him and Jake Paul fighting. That turns it into a circus for me. You know? And if it was like the back end of his career and he's cemented his legacy and who he is, all right, you earn the right to go do whatever you feel like you want to go do. But he still got smoke out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't want to do the Lamont fight. Maybe it's not as lucrative as you wanted it to be. That's understandable from the business side. Shakur out there though.
For sure.
It's some stuff out there to define you, you know, that I think you got, and that's business that got to be handled.
Yep.
But, you know, like you said, we're getting away, and it's just balancing act now of the check versus your legacy, and you can't have both no more. I don't understand that.
Yeah.
I mean, we seen somebody do it though. We seen Errol do it.
Yeah.
We seen Errol have a very traditional boxing upbringing. Very traditional, and he made a lot of money. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He did. But yeah. Hey, so look, I got this thing I'll be doing. It's called fantasy boxing matchups. All right. So I'm gonna name two fighters. I just want to know who you got winning. We're gonna go through maybe like 8 or 9 of them. I'm gonna just try to go through just yes or no. If it get a little tough, you can explain why, but let's get it. Terrence Crawford versus B-Hop.
But too little. Yeah, give me B-Hop.
Frazier versus Holyfield.
Damn, that's a good one. Give me Holyfield. Give me Holyfield.
All right. Hearns versus Trinidad.
Oh, give me Tommy. Too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me see.
And Tommy had a chin on him too.
Yeah, and his jab, one of the best jabs.
Joe
That's a
Frazier.
bad night for Trinidad.
Joe Frazier versus Larry Holmes.
Larry Holmes, too big.
All right.
Great jab, too big.
Yeah.
Leonard versus Robinson.
Nobody beating Robinson.
Yeah. All right. Let me see. Manny Pacquiao, Winky Wright.
I think Manny Valle might have won that fight. That probably would be the case.
He beat up Keith Thurman.
Yeah, I would have to. I would lean toward Manny. Just the angles, the dimensions, the speed. I would lean toward Manny.
Yeah. All right. Last one. Buster Douglas versus Deontay Wilder.
That's a good one.
Damn. I would lean toward Deontay just because if he land the right hand, the fight's over.
All right.
And him at his prime, he probably gonna land that right hand.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I'm gonna take Deontay.
Yeah. That's it right there. You went through it. Hey, you picked some good ones. A lot of them I'm like, yep. He on the money.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now I give
That
you
Manny Pacquiao versus what did I write down?
Winky Wright.
Manny Pacquiao versus Winky Wright. Man, I wish I could put them two on a video game and make both controllers CPU and just see
Winky
what happens.
Wright that's one of the more undervalued great fighters in boxing history. Winky was really good.
Mm-hmm. I think he would have dominated a lot this era.
Yeah, I don't feel he get his just due.
Yeah.
Winky was tough. Yeah.
So I got a question for you. So we talk about fighters, but I want to talk about, because you were a trainer. So who is some trainers that you probably still watch, or what's some trainers? And I'm gonna say this outside the family.
Mm-hmm.
What are who's your favorite trainers? Let's do three of them. Three of your favorites.
Man, I really like Virgil. Andre's trainer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He gets boxing, but he's one of the guys that identifies every fighter differently. I hate that certain things he got Andre Berto late. He got Amir Khan late. I wish he got them earlier in their careers because I think a lot pans out differently for them.
Yeah.
But he gets both sides of boxing at the professional level, because just as you training your fighter for what they have to do at that level, it's also about disarming and dismantling the other guy. And he understands, the great trainers understand what is necessary, not just in the boxing X's and O's and the throwing the punches, but in the emotional side of it as well. You know what I mean? And how to approach a fighter, how to go at a guy. You know, that's what I would say. Manuel Stewart was great with that.
Oh yeah.
And you can see it in the corners where a lot of times his instructions wasn't so much about throw this punch. Like when Lennox beat Mike, he said, quit playing with this man. He had to put the battery in Lennox back. Quit playing with that man, get him out of here. Because he knew, a desperate Mike is a dangerous Mike.
Yeah.
So it's best for me. It's best for me. I don't got no more punches to tell you to throw. I need you to go out there and you attack and impose your will on him. But a lot of trainers can't identify those moments in boxing. Assessing the moment and assessing the emotion of what's going on here. Knowing when you got a guy that's if you walk to him in this round, it's gonna break his will. He looking to swing out what he got left. But if you go to him, it'll break his will. He can't fight backing up. It's just the little nuances of it. Okay.
Yeah, earlier we talked about, fighters that was like just cut from that cloth, they back against the wall. This kind of like a two-part question involving one fighter that I definitely like and I want him to be great. Keyshawn Davis. You familiar? I'm sure you're familiar.
I like Keyshawn. I like Keyshawn a lot.
I like Keyshawn a lot. He reminds me of old rugged. I'm from the east side of Detroit. You feel me? He reminds me of somebody who went to Denby and don't care about nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Gonna chase you and your brother home. You feel me? All type of stuff. But with that same thought process, when you have fighters that come to you that have like too much of that, and things happen, like you know how they went backstage and had a little altercation with the guy who beat his brother. As a coach, like how do you kind of like tame that, or is that something that you know you like how do you deal with that?
Well, I think that's one of them tricky spaces because Keyshawn's in a transitional space where you know you're not a prospect no more. You're becoming a star. That means you got to act like it at all times. Everywhere you go, it's not an off switch on being a star. You know, you have to be that everywhere you go now. And unless you want to sacrifice everything you've worked all your life to get, this is where it's time to tighten up, kid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because now he be talking about I'm retired. Like, yeah, I'm sure that's just
And that's one of the tricky things in boxing, man. Emotional intelligence. You know, a lot of fighters don't have the emotional IQ. You know?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Good. Hey, he about needs one. Yeah. But yeah, I just wanted to know, you know what I mean? Because I wanted to ask you that too. You ever had to get in the ring with a fighter? Like, hey, you know, yeah, they're just talking stuff to you just because you the coach, and they like, well, you can't, and you like, hey, yeah, I can.
I was sparring.
You have?
Night. Yeah, I was sparring last night.
Oh yeah, he was just sparring, not too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Me and Kiara had some interesting days in the gym.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, his bad day though, it was just me and him in the gym. I made sure he didn't got to protect his emotional side as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, that's what's up, man.
He know what happened though.
Hey, that's what's up, man. I like to see that because, like, even when I was hooping back in the day, I used to always, like, you know, my coach, he'd be on the sideline blowing a whistle, you know, suicides. I'm like, man, you can't do none of this. You know what I'm saying? And he'd go out there and outshoot us all. You feel me? So, you know, that is a good feeling, especially as a kid, to see your coach get out there and do what he do. So, you know, I hope y'all don't lose that as long as you can do it.
Yeah. Like my dad and uncle was still, like my uncle's 68, 69. He's still boxing.
Wow.
He's still in shape.
That's crazy.
He fought in a tournament like 3 months ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Dang, that's crazy. He said you can't beat him on his worst day. Don't let that man entertain you.
Kato, you know you got to go train with him. Man.
He know. I ain't got to talk about it. He know.
So, Coach, with that being said, too, do you have an age limit? Like, say, like somebody 30 years old, like, hey, I'm coach, I want to go pro. Let's do it. Do you have an age limit to where you like, you know what? I cut the age at, and I know you train from, 6-year-old to professionals, but is there an age limit where you cut it off to where you like, hey, it's really not I can do for you. 30 years old, you got a liquor belly, all that.
Yeah, no, I don't have an age where I cut off, just because boxing is one of them sports where you don't got to get drafted in this. Now, I'm going to be brutally honest with you. You might be looked at as a journeyman. You might be picked as an opponent. My concern is more so, are you putting the work in? Are you listening? Are you receptive? How are you taking on the sport? A lot of people walk in the door like, man, I want to be a world champion. Yeah, that's until I tell you we about to go run 6 miles every day. And you can't eat that no more. You can't do that no more. And you're going to leave with a bruised rib. You're going to leave with a busted eye. Do you still want to be a champion?
Yep.
So my thing, you put the work in and you show me that you dedicated.
Yeah. Like, how bad you want it? You gotta show me. Yeah, I feel you
it's
on
all
that.
on you. And you got guys who
Yeah.
they've done that. You know, Bernard Hopkins came out of prison and became a world champion.
That's true.
You know what I mean? And this a sport of how bad do you want it? I mean, you look George Foreman. He took over a decade and some change away from the sport. That's like starting over.
Yep.
Yeah.
He became a world
Came back,
champion.
came a champ.
I mean, now, if I can get anybody in the exception, it'd probably be him, though.
Yeah, you can't teach them.
Yeah,
But
like,
George, you
nah.
can't teach.
bro, I was watching some old footage of him taking some shots, bro. I'm talking about.
Yeah,
I'm
Walking
like,
through
nah.
it.
I mean,
That ain't
George,
even right.
George was a fighter through and through.
Yeah.
Because, like I tell people all the time, you got to be able to dish it and take.
Yeah.
You seen George had a chin, but you seen George shut your lights out.
Yep.
You know.
I got
Yeah.
so just like G had the fighters, I got 3 trainers. I'm just curious. I got 3 trainers that I want you to rate. So is tier 1 is like, you know, the best of the best. Tier 2 is good but not yet great, and 3 is, you know, decent but not your cup of tea. So first name I got is Brian McIntyre, Bomac.
Tier 1. I like Bomac.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bomac nice.
He like them Cheetos. Why he be taking picture with them Cheetos?
man, I don't know. But Bomac, he know the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He know the game.
Yep. And that's the reason why I'm going with Crawford versus Canelo, because everybody say, okay, Crawford, Canelo, but people forgetting Bomac. Usually when Bomac like, yeah, we about to fight, usually Bomac already figured it out already.
Yeah.
And he just go in the gym. He trained Bud to, like, you know, just adjusted. Everything is, I think it's going to be a Floyd Mayweather versus Canelo part 2, but I think that Crawford is a little bit more meaner. You don't think so?
Nah. Because there's some differences with Floyd and Bud.
Yeah.
And Canelo. Canelo ain't 21 no more. Canelo is a very seasoned fighter now. But his team is as well. His team didn't been on the stages before, and you know.
Mm-hmm.
But the catches Bomac ain't getting hit back that night.
Yeah. Right.
I just feel like at this, looking at Floyd when he was like at the age Crawford is right now, I don't think he was as mean as Crawford is right now. You know,
Floyd,
I mean, I could be wrong, but like for me, Floyd was like, I'm gonna outpoint you. I mean, he had light you up too. Don't get me wrong, but Crawford still want to hurt you.
And that's
bad.
where the differences are.
He want to kill you. So it's like he's not about to just go in there and jab you all night and just feel like he won. No, he want to jab you, but he really want to impose his way on you to the point where you hurting and you don't want to fight no more. And we've seen this happen. We've seen.
So I say that I use this analogy, right? So you got guys who they really think they bad, and I take that from you, right?
Mm-hmm.
What if I don't want my chain took though? You know what I mean? What if I don't want to come up off of it?
Right.
Everybody ain't going for it.
Yeah.
Some dudes you got to outpoint them and go get your check out the back.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're right.
That with Canelo is playing with dynamite. You want to hurt him, and you find out like, oh, he was timing me this whole time. Oh my God.
Mm.
And we've seen that.
Where you seen Floyd pot shot, pop, 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 boom, little quick shot. Okay. But he's sitting back watching him, like, not engaging in that with you.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know. Bud does have, and this is where Floyd and Bud differ. The emotional, I ain't gonna say emotional IQ, but the emotional tendencies. Floyd cool with like, bro, I didn't come here to hurt you. I came here to box. I touched you. You didn't touch me. Let's go get our checks. If you're cool, we can go hang out tonight.
Yeah.
Yep.
Bud wants you to know when you left, like, you know what I did to you, though.
Yeah, facts.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you know, sometimes that might have a price.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Canelo could use that to his advantage easy. Get him all riled up. You feel me? Yeah.
Because my thinking in it is, what are you going to do that Canelo hasn't seen? Canelo's seen
you
the sharp
can't.
boxers that's moving.
Yeah.
He done seen the big punchers in Canelo, Triple G, and B-Ball, and guys that was big. You're not going to throw punches harder than Triple G was throwing them.
Mm-hmm.
So
nah.
if your plan is to hurt him, we don't need to do it. We got to come with a different plan, man. You know?
Yep.
Yeah, man.
But if there's anybody that got the tools to beat Canelo, Bud got all the tools. He got all the tools.
Indeed.
And back to the trainer thing, the only reason I brought up the Cheetos is because I love to see like when trainers be in shape. You feel me? Like I asked you earlier, and I was like, hey, like you'll get in there with them boys. You like, man, I was sparring last night. Like Bomac, don't get me wrong, I think he's genius, you know, as far as like his training ways go. But I just be like, bro, like Derrick James, he be in shape. He grown with the boys. You feel me? Get in there, holding the pass, like you can see it. And I'll be like, bro, for some reason, if I got a coach, I think I want him to be in shape. Not to say that Bomac won't be good, but
no, I know exactly. I know what you mean. And it's funny. My uncle just got on me last week. He stopped by the gym. I was changing my clothes. He's like, "What weight class you fighting at now?" I'm not competing, bro.
Hey,
I'm just moving around. I'm good enough shape to box.
Yeah,
I ain't stepping on nobody's scale.
How old is your uncle? You said
69.
And you say he still be in shape. And okay.
He's in tip top shape. Like no body fat, rocked up.
Man.
Woo. Yep.
He's never not been in shape though. He's never took a break ever. He's always just been in the gym. No injuries. Yeah, just stayed in the gym.
He gonna go to the church league and hurt something.
Yeah.
Yeah, coach.
He don't have an off switch. You know what I mean? He want to see if he can break you. Come work out with me. Let's see what happens.
It's that old school workout. That's that Marvin Hagler workout. He gonna have you running on the mountain.
Everything. Yep.
But coach, you got anything coming up? Like anything you want to tell the people about the gym? You know, any fights? Of course, I'm gonna post this first for everybody. So for everybody, man, who want to get, you know, you got any kids, you know, or you just want to, you know, get your fitness in, please go check out. Please go to Detroit Elite Boxing. I think I'm a slide myself in on Thursday because I need to get that real work. So yeah, anything you got coming up or anything or
we got a couple fights coming up. But we got one in Flint and another one in Addison, Michigan, as far as the boxing team goes. As far as me working, I'm working on developing a program though for the youth, for the kids. And it's not about competing in boxing. It's just I want to get in, like I said, get back to the community a little more, where we're getting into like boxing and defense and fitness is one part of things, but also getting into things that are missing with the kids, you know, financial literacy, public speaking, just different factors and things to build on, you know. And then at some point I want to integrate some more detailed stuff, like maybe web development, teach kids some coding, just giving them a path to go, you know, somewhere to direct things for the kids that just, everybody don't want to be a fighter. Everybody don't want to compete. Like I got those kids in the gym as well. I don't care if you're trying to keep your lunch money. We train everybody. You know what I mean?
That's what I like to hear.
Yeah. So, because I grew up in an atmosphere like that. The gym was open to everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, usually a little kid down the street getting bullied. My daddy was going to come down there and get you. I bet you they're going to stop messing with you though. Come on, you with us. You know? But yeah, just trying to roll this out and put myself in a position to be a bigger asset to the community and everybody around.
Nice. Yeah, and two, man, if it's anything that we can do, the podcast, anything we can do, man, we here for sure. Like any type of, that's what we live. We live and we love community service. So
right, like,
you know, this ain't just an interview. We family now. So if it's anything that we can do, you know, we here to help.
I truly appreciate that too. truly appreciate that. Yeah.
And most people, we ain't really heard it from coaches too much, but I know a lot of the fighters, they come on here and be like, man, like I ain't never realized that I needed like a platform to talk on, you know, just to break down and like see where you was before and just talk about like, you know, how you start getting kids to come around and start coaching them. And like, maybe you feel the same way. Like it's just a little therapeutic for you. You can kind of just unwind and just, you know, talk about it a little bit, you know, and hearing all them accolades pop out. It's like, damn, I did that. You know, I know it got to feel good.
For sure. For sure.
Yep. And that's why we got you here, man. We wanted to give you your flowers while you're still here. You know, a lot of people, you know, it's a lot of great fighters, great trainers. And one of the reasons why me and G did this, when I was telling you, when I was doing the apprenticeship, I ran into so many amateur fighters. And in my head, I'm like, man, there's so many great amateurs, and some of them probably won't even go pro, and they're good. I'm like, wouldn't it be a good idea to give them a platform to speak on, both amateur and pro fighters? So that's how we kind of, you know, me and G used to talk boxing all the time, but that's how we kind of formed this, you know, and it's been going good so far. So that goes to tell you too, man, any fighters from Detroit, Elite Boxing, that you like, hey CJ, we need to get him on the show because he up and coming, man. We for sure can put him on here. Yeah. So we appreciate you for coming. Like I said, this is always home to you. You can always come on here if you got to. Sure. We're gonna throw Carry-On back on here once he start when his pro debut come up. We're gonna have him back on here because we know he working hard to get back to that. But just know this is always family to you, sir. And we appreciate you for being here and joining us.
Yeah, and East Side the best side.
Appreciate you guys, man. All love.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'm rocking with both sides.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, man, love.
Yeah.
So, G, do you got anything before we close out?
No, I ain't really got nothing, man. I just gotta work, bro. It's been a long day. I'm ready to.
I got you. Yeah. So everybody, man, thank you for everybody for tuning in to the Boxing Head Podcast. We on here every Wednesday, 8 p.m. live. Keep it boxing, keep it in the square circle. We just got through interviewing Coach Ray Carter, one of the great special gyms in Detroit, one of the great trainers of not just Detroit, but just of all time. So we're going to keep it boxing, keep it in the square circle, and we'll be back. Oh, yeah, and before we leave, we just got one message for Tank Davis. We will see y'all next Wednesday. Hit that like button, like, comment, and subscribe. We out.
If you taking jabs in life, you ain't got a puncher's chance. Watch me lay these hands like a preacher gained a bunch of fans. Ain't about who the favorite, who the best. They a bunch of stands. Know I'm highly favored.